Hey, Mike Callahan here. Once again, welcome back to Callahan's Corner, where we answer your questions. So you ask a question, and at Callahan's Corner, we answer your questions live on Facebook. So diving into the busy season once again, one of the biggest questions that came up in the last few weeks is, what is a good video strategy to go out and use video in your education, emails, and estimate documents? So I'm going to break down how we would recommend using video in emails and in estimate documents, no matter your CRM, but particularly in Service Autopilot, how to actually use video as a content play to create a 24/7 reliable salesperson that replicates basically the head salesperson or the business owner. So one of the big things that we had at Callahan's Lawn Care was that I physically couldn't do all the estimates at one point, nor did I really want to, but I did still want some of the expertise and recognition of brand that I had built through social media to resonate through the estimate process for consistency and branding. So this is one thing as you're getting into the season here that I highly recommend looking at if you're not doing it. So first thing I do is go into Service Autopilot, show you how to create videos in your email play. A lot of misconceptions and questions about embedding video in email and having it play live in email. I'm going to break down all the myths of what will work, won't work in email, and then live in the Service Autopilot estimate document editor, how to embed the videos and create a video play there, which in my opinion has been an absolute game changer for our company as well as the other companies that have adopted it. It is just different. And I'm going to get into what I would include and wouldn't include in those videos and show you some examples, what we did in our company as well. So any comments or questions, drop them below. Happy to answer them live on the fly here or in the recorded version. So first thing we're going to do is go into Service Autopilot, and we're going to go into the gear icon, and this is where the document editor lives. So if you just put DOC in, it comes into documents. Unlike most of the videos, I'm going to kind of go into this with a blank canvas and just kind of give you some of the extra information you're going to need if you're just starting out in Service Autopilot, or if you've been using it for several years and just not utilizing the new document editor. Don't feel bad. A lot of people have not. And as V3 version 3 of Service Autopilot continues to go out, make sure that you continue to put your questions here in Callahan's Corner. As a certified advisor, we're going to have a really good connection with SA, as we always do, of all the new releases with V3 and some of the new functionality and how that's going to work into our new and old workflow seamlessly. So we're going to be here for you to help you with that transition into V3. So first thing we want to do is select a document type, and we're going to call this a client email. And we're going to name this the test Facebook email with video. And subject is the email subject lines. The first 3 lines here are the information about the email, and then the subject line is the actual email. So I'm going to call this the quick follow-up. And that's the email subject line. So I'm going to hit save, and that's going to open up the actual estimate, basically email document right now. When this loads, I'll show you. So there's a lot of templates you can use from. What I'm going to recommend is just going in and go blank. And that's where I'm going to roll with here. Kind of just give you a breakdown of the new document editor and how you can set this up for additional functionality as well. So comments and questions, drop them below. I'll be keeping an eye on them as we go. So we're going to go in and pull some structure in here. So I'm going to drive a couple boxes here and give you a quick crash course. And I'm going to do one more here. So first thing here is we can go to content, and an image we can pull in an image. So what I'm going to recommend is, depending where you're at the customer life cycle, a lot of research around this lately is that plain text emails are going to deliver better and convert well, better, but based where you're at in the life cycle, it's not bad to include this video strategy. But just be aware that you want to minimize that, the amount of HTML code, and keep plain text as the regular. But we do want to mix these in here. So I'm going to go in and grab our logo, and that's right here. So what you can do, that looks okay to me right now, but if we did want to auto size this, we can go into auto width and deselect that in the right hand corner here and drag and drop, and that'll shrink down the logo or open it up however you want. So we'll leave it right here at about 60% for this video, just for this example. Next thing is I'm going to go back into content, and drag in some text. So this is the actual maybe first part of the text body. So put hey, pretty informal, but we can just make it like we're writing on the fly. And then we can go to merge tags. What merge tags can do is merge in certain things like customer's first name, last name, address, several different things. But what I'm going to do is go in and grab the client's first name, last name. So your first name, your last name, obviously we don't want to have that. We want the client's first name. So now this will merge in automatically for each time we send this to a client or a future lead. And so just following up on our estimate. We dropped off 5 days ago, let's say 1 day ago. So most people have a few questions before they buy, let's just say, lawn mowing. So once you have that in here, we can go in and make some additional text. I have included a special video that outlines our lawn mowing services. Now, what would happen here is no matter the service, lawn care, home cleaning, pest control, please check out the video below. So now that we have this in here, we've got an area that we would want to insert the video. So the biggest confusion is video will not play live inside an email. What we really need to do is take a screenshot of the actual video itself and then link it back. So what I'm going to do is go into YouTube and just grab a video I just made here on route density and dominating your neighborhood. So what we're going to do here is go into the share button in a minute, but right now it looks like it's ready to play. So I'm going to go into a product like here. You can see my screen capture here, and product we recommend using is either Jing or Snagit. Snagit's the paid pro version, but we're going to drag that across and then actually clip it. So now I've gone in, and you can see all the different screenshots I've done today, but now it looks like a, basically a video ready to play. So we're going to go into File and save it as video picture and hit save. And then once we've done that, we'll go back into the browser window here and go back into Service Autopilot. So we're going to go back to Content and drag an actual image over here. And we're going to go into Browse, and we're going to go in and upload that photo. And it takes a minute or so, but once it's loaded in here, we're going to be able to link that video now back in. So we're going to grab this video, but really it's a picture, but now it looks like it's ready to be a video. So when we click on that right there, we can go in and basically, that's the URL of the image, but we can do an image link right here. We can open a web page when we do it. So what we're going to do is go back to our YouTube video and copy the video URL, and that's the specific video link there. And when we put it in image link and paste it in, and we link that file, now we've gone in and created that clickable link. So now we have a video technically inside the image, but when they click on it, it's going to open up that Facebook or the YouTube page. Now, what I would recommend for best practice, if you have the time and the ability, is have your webmaster yourself create a landing page that the video plays on with the ability for them to request an estimate on that same landing page. In addition to the top header of that landing page, we would have a Facebook pixel. And what would happen is they hit that, then we can retarget them and continue to serve them ads based on where they're in the customer life cycle and buying cycle by watching this video, because they're a warm lead instead of a cold lead. So actually, they're probably even a hot lead at that point. So it's a way we can segment our marketing through that process. But we put our logo in, probably some text here, and a image that now is linked back to the image, and it's going to be set to open a web page. And then you can continue adding some other things in here. So maybe just for proof of concept, we go in and add 2 other buttons. So if they're on their mobile phone, which most people are, they're going to see these buttons. And when you click on the button, we can type in call our office, and the other button, text our office. And by doing so, we've now given them the option to contact us. And when we click in each one of these boxes, the action here now can be in is to send a text, and we would put the phone number here in the upper right-hand side. And under call the office, we can go in and say, make a phone call. So when they click on it in their mobile phone, it would call the number that we're sticking in here. So that would be the idea in the video. We haven't really talked about it yet. What I'm recommending is talking about what is included in the service, what's not included in the service, and address any sales or price objections. So we want to create a higher perceived value through education. So talking about what a professional would do in the lawn care home cleaning industry. So in lawn care, we want to avoid the preconceived notion of the chuck in a truck with no insurance and not knowing what they're doing. But we want to talk about what a professional would do for the service. So maybe in lawn mowing, proper mowing height, blade balancing, irrigation to go along with the service. If you're in the cleaning industry, maybe we're talking about a top to bottom clean. If you're not familiar with the top to bottom, a top to bottom is traditionally an initial clean that goes along before the maintenance cleaning, very similar to a spring or fall spring cleanup in the lawn care industry. But as my cleaning folks and friends know, a lot of times that top to bottom is more of a detailed clean. So maybe we're going out and addressing the blinds in the home. We're not using that feather duster, but maybe we're going in with a microfiber cloth and really doing a detailed clean to get ready for that maintenance clean. These are the types of things that I would recommend going into to create that higher perceived value for the higher price. In addition, you want to address any sales, basically hurdles. So price objections, sales objections. Do I need to be home to have the service done? Is there certain insurance I should be asking for? In the lawn care example, are you going to close the fence gate behind you because I'm worried about the kids and the dog running out of the backyard if I forget to check it when I get home after you've serviced the backyard? All those things will shorten the sales cycle through education. We're not doing a sales pitch, and we're educating to create a higher perceived value of the service for a higher price. So those are the things I would recommend including in the video. Now, we've kind of tackled the email here. Next thing we want to do is actually go in and tackle how to go in and tackle the estimate process of that. So what I'm going to do is go into another one of my test accounts here and show you a working example of what this kind of looks like and how we tackled it in my business. So we're going to go in and just pull up the estimate document. So when we're going to create a new estimate document, we're going to hit the gear icon. Same thing, DOC for documents, and we're going to pull this up. So the example I'm going to pull up here is, and if you're looking in Service Autopilot, you can go in under type and grab the estimate. So that's going to filter that down. And then main description, I'm just going to go search for simple growth, and I should have an example in here. So I'm going to go to our lead estimate template here and take a look at this one here. And this one should have some video examples in here, and I'm going to show you how to embed the video in the actual document as well. So what we've got here is, well, actually, maybe that's not the one we're looking for. So hold on, I'll go back to another one. Worst case scenario, I'll make one on the fly, but I wanted to show you how we embedded several videos in here to actually drive home the process. And once again, comments and questions drop below, whether it's on this video or other topics. Callahan's Corner is going to be coming at you daily, answering your questions live. So this is the actual structure here. So we've got estimate, the logo. Step 1, select the service you want. Step 2, sign it, step down the screen. We've got invoicing details, general contract terms. And in the bottom, we have the clickable buttons like we showed in the email. But in addition, we've embedded a series of 9 videos highlighting our 9 core services that actually play live inside the actual estimate document. So what we've done, though, when you go into YouTube, is if you go into share, there is an embed code. And what you want to do is copy this whole entire iframe right here, including the little caret. And then when you go into the content area, we're going in and dragging in HTML code where this block is here. And when you drag that over, when you click in that particular cell, it's going to give you, as you can tell, it's actually playing live. And so what we've got here is we go in and have this blank area. We go to content, drag HTML content in, go to YouTube, grab the whole entire frame here. And you can see width is set to 560 and the height is the 315. We're going to want to manipulate that. You don't really need to be an HTML expert to do that. But once you go in there, we're just going to paste it in here and it's going to load. Now you notice the settings on this is a little bit different. But when I go into this one here, I've already adjusted the width to 280 and 157. So if I go in here on this one, we go in and adjust the actual width here as well to whatever that is. So if I made it 100 by 115, just for the example, you can see it automatically updates it. So you can go in and size that appropriately. And that's just the width and height. Everything else you just paste in, and once you save it, it's good to go. So that would be my recommendation. In the email, you can't include a video that plays live for 99% of the email providers. So you want to create a picture with a link. And on your estimate document, you want to go your core gateway services that you're trying to sell immediately before you upsell. We're talking about education on the main core services in the videos that play live in the estimate as well. These also can be embedded on the service line as well. So if you're interested, you can do the same exact thing and embed in the source quote on lawn mowing. You get the video for lawn mowing plays right next to the lawn mowing quote up top. Not going to get to that in this video, but that's how you do it. You copy and paste and adjust your width and height, and then always hit save. Obviously not going to save it for this example, but video is king right now, and along with the video in your emails and estimate documents, highly, highly recommend taking your video play to an organic post, just like we're doing here at Simple Growth. Each and every week, at least 3 times a week, we need to be going out and talking about the services we provide and educating people to the value of them with no sales pitch. Be the content provider, so when they're ready to look and buy, you are the expert and you've already addressed any of the sales concerns, so they're ready to buy as long as your price is in the ballpark. So comments, questions, drop them below. Going to be going live every day here for Callahan's Corner, asking the question or answering the questions that you ask live on Facebook. So we'll see you again tomorrow.